Alright guys, I'm going to do a video on the Rustoleum Never Wet. I'm recording this with my Galaxy S3. I want to see how to work on electronics. I've seen them do it with the iPhone, but obviously we don't all have the same phone. I'm going to try it on my old phone, the Droid Bionic. As you can see, I've taped off the battery contacts right here, because I don't want to coat that and have it not work. And I've also taped off the camera lens because it gives a frosted appearance, and I don't need that to stick on the camera lens and have the camera be useless. There used to be a sticker here with serial numbers on it, which I pulled off so I could get to the inside of it to actually coat it. Personally, I'm leaving the SIM card in because there's contacts under there, and I don't want those contacts to get coated and lose conductivity. The SD card isn't much of a problem because it goes into the side of the phone. Obviously, this is different for different models of phones. So first, I'm going to take it, I'm going to coat the back here, and then I'm going to make sure I get a full coating. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to go over to the front side, and I'm going to use a Q-tip to go in the crevices on, like, for your speaker and your microphone. Back here, this is my external speaker, and then I'm assuming that's my mic for my camera up there. You don't have to do anything with those because they'll be covered by the spray. I'm not sure. I don't think you'll have to do the volume keys. I may do those anyway, just to be on the safe side. Power as well. So, first thing I did was I coated off what I had to. I just used some masking tape, and then I just ran a razor blade along it to cut it. And you're going to use Q-tips to put your stuff in. Here's the razor blade I used. I also have my battery here because I plan on coating this and then spraying it, and then I want to coat the battery too and the back cover. You take and you put your first coat on. They say to use 2 light coats, and you gotta like let them dry for a half hour between coats and before you put step 2 on. This is like the glue that allows step 2 to adhere, so you can take and you can put this on wherever you want and then spray step 2 on it and just wipe step 2 off. This is what you're using first, and then here's step 2. This is what actually repels the water. So you take and you add this on second, and that's what will repel the water. This just makes it, the step 1 just makes it stick. So I'm going to let me get set up so you can see what I'm going to do with this phone. Alright, here is the base coat that I'm going to apply. I put the battery in there, the back cover, and the phone itself. Sorry for the glare off the light, but can't do much about it. On the can, you're not going to be able to read it, but directions. It says, spray base coat approximately 6 to 12 inches from the surface. Apply 2 or more coats of base coat. Multiple thin coats are better than 1 thick coat. So don't go slobbering it on because, you know, thinner is always better. So here we go. Now we're going to let that dry and put a second coat on. Alright, I got my phone, like, stuck in a box holding itself up so you can watch this, or at least try to. I've had it sitting for probably like 10 minutes. It's dry to the touch, and it's not tacky, so I can do my ports and whatnot. I'm still using step 1. I'm going to spray it into the cup, and use some Q-tips so I can put them into the headphone jack, power button, speakers, microphone, charging port, HDMI port, yeah, more volume keys. It's actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's a little rough on the side from where the glue was, but I'm rubbing it and it's coming off on the side. So, I mean, don't handle it a lot because you don't want it to come off. Let me just throw some in here. That's it. Have it shoot back into my face. That feels good. So I'm just soaking the Q-tip in it. I'm going to run it. You can't really see, but I'm going to run it in here and try to get it down in there so it soaks it. It's kind of hard. If it was flat, it'd be a lot easier, but because I have some extra around the speaker, it's not the best looking. It's actually already drying, but it sort of just peels off and that way you won't have to mess with it. I'm going to take and... Wow, this is weird. Alright, I'm just going to leave it because I don't want to mess anything up. And I got to let it sit for like another half hour just so everything dries. Alright guys, here's the second coat. Sorry you couldn't see the first one. I'll try to hold the phone better for this one. You gotta make sure. To me, it looks like it went on thick, but that's just me. I held it 6 to 12 inches away like they said. You just gotta take, they recommend to use it on cardboard first so you get an idea how it sprays, which is a pretty good idea. So, here goes the second coat. That went on a little thick too, but that's how they designed it. So we'll let that dry. That says it's going to dry for a half hour before I can put step 2 on. So I also have to take and do the charging ports, the speakers, and the volume keys like I said before. So I'll get back to you. Alright, it's been a half hour. I'm going to put the second coat on. This one I'm just going to take and spray it on normal. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to spray the, after it's dried I'll do another cut. And I'll spray it so you can see the front side where the speaker is, so. Right now I'm going to spray the speaker and the mic. Seeing as this part of the phone doesn't have glue on it, it's not going to stick, so you can spray it and then wipe it off with a paper towel. Won't be a problem. So here we go. Now I'm also going to take, and I got to spray the side over here where the volume buttons are. And I got to flip it over. And I have to spray charging port and HDMI port. That wasn't good. And then I'm just going to turn it right side up. Spray the power button. Alright, now I'm just going to wipe it off and let it dry, and I'll come back with a video showing you how it drowns. Alright guys, here we go. Finally got it to stop lagging somewhat, and I had to charge it. A bowl of water over here. I'm going to play a YouTube video, and I'm going to dunk it in the bowl of water. Audio is going to be playing so you can see just how it works. This thing's pretty useless as it sits, so I don't care if it gets destroyed. We'll see how this works. Now the screen's bugging out. I think that may just be because of the water, but hasn't broken yet. I think it's the screen is just overloading from all the conductivity of the water. But let's take it out and see what happens. I'm getting a bunch of haptic feedback. Yeah, it's getting all sorts of haptic feedback. Well, let's see what happens. Alright, one sec. Let me wipe it off. See just what happens.
Alright guys, so this is going to be the...
Alright. Alright, it appears to be working correctly. So, let me take... I'll play some music and dunk it in again. I'm just going to lock it. That's what happens. You can't really hear it through the... You can't hear it through the water. I can. You guys probably can't. You can see the bubbles coming out, so it's letting water in. Music stopped playing. It won't unlock. There we go. Alright, for some reason the LED indicator's staying on when it shouldn't be. I just got a bunch of haptic feedback. I mean, overall, it's working pretty good for a little thing that I got at Home Depot. I'd say if you dropped this in the toilet and snatched it out, it'd be perfectly fine. So, I mean, I wanted to take the whole back cover off and spray the whole circuit board, but I don't have the, I don't exactly have the Torx head to do that, so I just sprayed the back. I'm going to take my Galaxy S3 apart and coat each part individually, and I'll get a better fit and finish, and it'll probably work a lot better. I mean, you can see the, I'm just going to lock it right now, if it will. It's not locking. The phone was a little screwed up before, that's why I bought the Galaxy, but here is, I'm just going to take the back panel off. One sec. You can see the frosted appearance. There's actually water that's beaded up. I don't know if you can see it, it's over here. But look where the shadow is. You can see the beaded up water there, I mean. There's the water all beaded up on the phone. And yeah, I just did do that with the back cover off, but it should be fine because it's completely coated. So, I'd say this works really, really well. Let's see what happens. It's stuck to the surface. I'm just going to dunk it in there without the back cover on, because this was coated with Liquipel also. Well, not Liquipel, Never Wet, I'm sorry. But you can see it, the water beading up there. I'd say it's working pretty good for what I bought. And, I mean... Shit. I just dropped it in the bowl of water. But, there's water coming out of it everywhere. But it is working somewhat. Is it? Yeah. So, my phone. This phone's laggy. It was busted before, but it's not completely screwed up. So it does work to prevent your phone from total permanent damage. So I'd say it's well worth the investment and the hour or so it takes. You can see actually, yeah, you see the moisture creeping in around the screen, right there. That's the moisture creeping in around the screen. I don't know where that got in from. Most likely the headphone jack, but that's right from the top. You can see it right there. But I think it's working fine. So, over and out.